Okay, we're going to start with simple base running through first base. So a few things that we want to be aware of is to make sure that when they're coming up the line, they'll be running in fallow ground in between the two white lines. Should be set up on your field, but if not, we want to make sure that we're on the foul ground side of the baseline and not the fair ground side. Also, we want to focus on hitting the front of the base, and when we do run through the base, we want to keep going and not slowing down prior to hitting first base. So if we're going to set up a cone or a frisbee just beyond first base that we want the players to run to, and that will prevent them from slowing down before they actually hit first base. After they've reached the cone or the frisbee, they're going to break down and they're going to look off to their right. And then in that case, they're looking for a ball that's gotten over the first baseman's head and they can advance to second. If there is not a ball over the first baseman's head, they're going to turn to their right and walk back to first base. We don't want them turning to the left because the umpire might judge that they are trying to make an effort to go to second base and theoretically could call them out if they are tagged.
So once the kids get used to the initial basic running technique to use up the first base line, we can then have a coach standing off to the side here in foul territory. And all the coach is going to do is once the kid breaks down right around the frisbee and he breaks down and looks to his right, the coach can either point to second base or just do nothing. In that case, if the coach points to second base, the kid will then turn and go directly towards second base. If the coach does nothing, then we just break it down and move to the back of the line.
Okay, next we're going to work on rounding first base. This first variation is going to be on a ground ball hit to the infield. So what we're going to try and teach the player is to run hard out of the box straight to first base for roughly 2 or 3 steps. After that, they're going to peek to their left to see if the ball has been fielded by the infielder. If so, they're going to continue running straight through the base. If the ball has gotten through to the outfield, they're going to take a turn. So as you can see here, we've set up a few cones about halfway down the line, and this is where they're going to have to get around these cones, hit the inside portion of the base, which is why we have the cone on top of the bag, and then they're going to take a slight turn and see where the ball is. Okay, the next progression is going to be the double out of the box. So as soon as the player swings the bat, they're going to take their turn and get wide around the cones immediately. This is where they want to be thinking in their mind that they're going to second base or beyond. We don't want them running straight to the base and then turning. So it's an immediate turn looking for extra bases.
Okay, so the next thing about base running that we're going to go over is third base coach body language to help their base runners dictate what to do on the base pass, especially coming on third base here. We're going to go over today. There's about 4 main signs that we like to use, and so we're going to go to each one, tell them what they're used for, and how to properly show our base runners when to do it. So the first one we're going to go over is just a very simple hold or stop for the base runner. This is to make sure obviously our base runner doesn't go home, as there is going to be a play at home and the ball will probably beat the base runner there. So 2 hands up, just like this, and we can use that as we work down the foul line here, just to make sure we have the play in front of us in the outfield. We want to make sure with the hold, we're not giving the sign too early. In our minds, we like to have the runner sent most of the time, but this is going to be shown at the last second to ensure that that base runner stops at a good enough time where he's not too far down the baseline. Next sign that we're going to go over is a send the runner home. The basic sign to use this is just a basic windmill. Doesn't matter what hand you use. And again, as we make this sign, we're going to work our way down the foul line towards home plate to make sure that we have the play in front of us as a coach. So if we send him, we're going to be nice and big with the windmill heel. We're not going to have small circles. Nice and big. We can even give him a verbal of hard, 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 go, 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 just to ensure that that base runner is not stopping or slowing down as he rounds around third base. Come on, come on. Third sign that we're gonna use is a hold the base runner, but we're gonna make sure with this one, it's gonna be hold the base runner, and we're also gonna be pointing at the bag with one hand and one finger. The difference between a holder on two hands up and the one we're gonna do right now is when we point at the bag with the hand up, we're making sure that that base runner, as he's rounding third base, they're immediately stopping and not coming off the base, as there might be a play at third base, in which case we don't want him to get away from the bag too much that he might get tagged out. So again, we can see the play in front of us as we work our way down the base path, but we're gonna put up one hand, point to the bag, and make sure that he stops right on the bag. On the bag, on the bag. The fourth and last sign that we're going to go over is a slide sign, just like this, that we are going to give our runner coming to third base to make sure that he slides coming to the bag, as there will be a play involved here. Once again, we're getting as big as we can as a third base coach, make sure that he can see us as he comes towards the bag. As you also give him the sign, if you would like to, you can also give him the sign and angle off to one part of the bag. In this case, if I angle off on this side, I'm trying to tell my base runner to slide on this side of the bag as opposed to this side, just to kind of help with the tag situation. Some coaches as well, if you'd like to, instead of giving the sign to standing up with two hands, we can even get on one knee, and as a base runner, that just tells me that I have to be more critical and more aggressive coming this bag to slide. Gotta get down, gotta get down. Down, get down!